What's up guys, it's Toby here and welcome to a brand new player announcement Liverpool video. Kaide Gordon, welcome to Liverpool. Liverpool just signed the most talented 16-year-old in England and I'm super excited about this because this guy could be as good or maybe even better as Harvey Elliott. Harvey Elliott, when he signed, he was just 15 years old and he was touted as a big talent, and now he's tearing it up for Blackburn in the Championship, having one of the best goals and assist contributions in the whole league at just 17 years old. And Kaide Gordon is a similarly huge talent. Liverpool signed him for an undisclosed fee. We don't know exactly, but I think it's around $500,000 or maybe even 1 million. And he is the Derby County Academy Player of the Season, who, of course, Wayne Rooney already mentioned that he was the best trainer at the club that he have seen. And from just a 16-year-old, that is a huge compliment. And also, Liverpool have to sign these young English talents now. After Brexit, we can't sign players who are under 18 years old, who are younger than 18, from abroad. So we are snapping up the best and brightest young English talent. So if you are excited about this, leave a like and let me know in the comments below what do you think Liverpool's transfer strategy should be going forward from now on. And I'm really excited to tell you guys more about Kaide Gordon. So the expectations already will be pretty huge on this guy. He already is very excited. He said on his Twitter, next chapter, can't wait to get going, and he posted a picture of him signing his first Liverpool contract. So in this video I will tell you guys a little bit more about Kaide Gordon and what we can expect from him, and also what Wayne Rooney said about him. So he has been playing for Derby's under 18 side for the past 2 seasons, and also this season he already has 3 goals in 5 under 18 Premier League appearances, which is very promising. Kaide Gordon joined Derby County at the age of 6 and he spent 10 years with the club before moving to Anfield. So he's basically a Derby County Academy player. And Wayne Rooney had some glowing reports about Kaide Gordon. He said, Kaide Gordon is a fantastic player. I brought him into the squad because he was showing the qualities that I want from a footballer. We offered him a deal which he didn't take. As always, when a player doesn't sign up, if any of the big clubs in the Premier League come in, it is very difficult to deny the player that opportunity. There has been an offer for Kaide Gordon made by Derby County from Derby, but since before I have been in this role, he hasn't signed it for whatever reason. Liverpool have become aware of that and stepped in. Once a team like Liverpool comes in for one of your players, it is hard, very hard to turn that down, and it's almost impossible to say to Kaide Gordon, don't go to Liverpool, don't sign for Liverpool, stay with our club. For his development, of course, I would have liked him to stay at the club, but I understand once the champions of England come in and want to sign you, it is difficult to turn it down. And Kaide Gordon said this about his move: I would like to thank everyone at Derby County for the last 10 years. Since signing for the club at the age of 6, I have worn this shirt with pride, and I wouldn't be where I am today with the support and guidance of everyone at the club and all the coaches and medical team who have played an important role in my development over the years. I would like to wish everyone at the club all the best for the future. And Kaide Gordon will not go into the Liverpool under 18 squad. Liverpool's correspondent Neil Jones at Goal confirmed that Kaide Gordon will join the Liverpool under 23 team. So basically the Liverpool reserve side just below the first team, and he will not be part of Jurgen Klopp's first team plans immediately right now, but in the future we can expect Kaide Gordon to become a really good integral part of Liverpool. I think in like 2 or 3 years he could be a substitute or maybe even a starting Premier League player. He's that talented. I'm super excited about this kid. As I said, he's just 16 years old. He turns 17 in October. On October the 5th actually, and he will be able to sign his first full professional contract at Liverpool when he turns 17. the rules state that you can't sign your professional contract under 17. And Kaide Gordon also represented England at the under 16 level, which is really promising, and he also became the youngest player to play for Derby County when he was substituted earlier in the season. So the compensation is reported to be around £1 million, as I said earlier on this video, but I'm just learning that with add-ons that compensation could rise to 3 million. But even at 3 million, if Kaide Gordon turns out to be as talented as everyone is saying to be, and if he develops into a proper Premier League footballer, Liverpool will get a 20-30 million pound player for just 1 to 3 million. So it's a very low risk transfer from Liverpool, and one of the main reasons why Kaide Gordon, I think, signed for Liverpool is that he sees a direct route to the first team. He knows that the likes of Trent Alexander-Arnold and even Harvey Elliott and other young players got their chance under Jurgen Klopp, and if you are good enough, you are old enough. It doesn't matter how young you are or how old you are. If you are good enough to play for Liverpool, then the Jurgen Klopp will give you chances. Sorry, he didn't become the youngest player to play for Derby County. He was actually the 4th youngest at 16 years old, 2 months and 24 days. That's actually pretty impressive. And Jurgen Klopp was asked whether the likes of Davis and Kabak, could they make their debuts against Manchester City? He said, of course, everything helps. Now we have different options in the centre-back area, and that's good. It is the best news we could get. Now we have to make sure the new boys get all the information they need as quick as possible. In another position, you could say, come on, play, try, we will adapt to you. But in defense, the things we do are really clear. It's about holding the line, it's about dropping in the right moment. There are a lot of things we do that teams do differently to us. We will see how quickly we can do it, and today is an important session for that, and then we will see what we will make. And Jurgen Klopp was asked, is he prepared to play both of his new signings and against Man City, and he said no, if I don't have to, no. I think he just knows that they need more time to adapt to the Liverpool playing style. It's not like FIFA, you can put them in straight away and they play to the best of their abilities. They need time to get used to the system and how Liverpool exactly defend, on what tactical things they need to master in order to play in this specific type of Liverpool way that Jurgen Klopp wants their teams to play. And Jurgen Klopp said that Liverpool will try to do the right things against Man City. These are special games, that's how it is, but in the end it's only 3 points that we are playing for. Obviously Man City are in a slightly different moment to us, and we should not forget that. But one thing is clear, if you don't defend on the highest level against Man City, then you don't even have to think about getting anything from the game. But then there are moments where you have to be brave, and that's what we will try to be. There are other moments where you have to control, not the game but the situation, and we will try that as well. The last time against Man City we had a good idea for about 25 minutes, and then it became an open game again. That can happen. We had a home game here where I think Kyle Walker didn't pass the halfway line. That was surprising, but still they had the chance to win it in the last minutes with Mahrez's penalty. We all know how much supporters help. We always knew it. For a long time we could ignore it result-wise, but not in the last few weeks. We have to make sure that atmosphere, good or bad, doesn't make a difference. It's a football game. They don't have an atmosphere. We don't have an atmosphere, so let's go for it with all we have. And I think that has been a major factor, that there are no fans in the Anfield Stadium, that Liverpool's home form really suffered in recent weeks. But let's hope that we will be back in top form again against Manchester City. We just have to be, otherwise the title race will be over for Liverpool. And FIFA made a very important announcement in regards to Liverpool players, because it looks like Liverpool won't lose key star players Alisson, Fabinho and Firmino to international duty in March. FIFA said in a statement, in the context of the challenges that remain in place for both international and domestic football due to the pandemic, the Bureau of the FIFA Council has decided to provide additional flexibility regarding the release of players for national team duty and the registration of players with clubs in competitions that remain disrupted by the pandemic. So what this means in practice is that Liverpool don't have to release Fabinho, Alisson and Firmino for international duty, because what would happen is they go during the international break, they go abroad, they play, but then they have to isolate for 10 days, which means they could miss 2 or maybe even 3 Liverpool games as a result of them traveling to Brazil or wherever South America they have to play their World Cup qualifiers. And Pep Yinders also gave a very interesting interview to Liverpool FC's official app website, saying that they try to pick up the players after the Brighton defeat. Of course, time helps, Pep Yinders said. The difference between the last game and this game is that we have 3 days in between, and we all know that the body needs 72 hours to fully recover. I'm talking about the entire body, not just the legs or the lungs, but also the mind. We know how important freshness is for our game, so we see recovery as being on the same level as performance. The recovery started straight away after the Brighton game with the right nutrition, with the day off, with the treatment. Friday was an important day, of course, because it was the second day recovery, so it was a day where the players have to get fresh in mind again. We try to accelerate the process by doing a few things on and off the pitch. It's the most important. We don't measure ourselves with the past, we don't accept what happened, but we are not in a place where we make excuses or we blame other people or we whine and complain. That's really important. The one thing we have to improve as quickly as possible is that we have to show more character. I don't mean individual character, because that's easy. Each player can put his character onto the pitch, but as a team we need to show more character. We know we can do better, we will do better in the next games, and we will focus on that. We want 3 points against Man City. The message will be that they have to focus on the preparation. Any doubts we have, they have to take them away. Take each day at a time, and on each day do the right things. It's a special game and we have to be prepared for this special game. If you don't give you all you have, you don't get anything in the Premier League. You get punished in those moments. It's also the season we are in. You cannot prepare the team in the way you can when you have 40 days leading up to a game. It is not easy to correct things. We try, of course, but you don't have this time, so you have to try at the same time to create stability. We have to be prepared to be fresh. That's very important. We have to be prepared to be unpredictable, and we have to be prepared to be organized. So we focus on these 3 things: freshness, organization, and being unpredictable, and not to be afraid to fail, because otherwise we will never do the things that make us different. So it's important we go into this game with that mindset. There are 2 things that are really important. First of all, Man City try to play with a certain rhythm, so we have to put our rhythm into the game, and it will be high intensity from our side. The second thing is we have to try to avoid them putting their offensive structure into the game, so don't give them time to do that, and all of these things, we have to be prepared for that as well. We focus on the process. What we did over the years is we surrounded ourselves with smart people. Not just smart people, but smart people who want to debate. As you said, our gaffer is pretty clear. When we keep winning, when we put a sequence together, we always try to reach the same levels of preparing the team. It's really important that the highs don't change us and the lows don't create doubt. We have so many smart people around us. It makes it easier because we debate and we look. But this happens when we win and when we lose. We focus on the process because we know that focusing on the right things and controlling our emotions is really important. Otherwise, you forget things. If you win, you win, and you don't focus on the process, then that happens. And yes, our players have this mentality to strike back after a setback, to create like the next final, to create this feeling among the group. As I said, we have to show more character as a team. Every team will have these phases in a season like this where the games just keep coming and it's difficult to turn around. We don't measure ourselves against the past, but we have shown before we can do it. But it is hard work, it is no ego, it is constant team play, and that creates organization and then hopefully creates the base to become unpredictable. That's really something we have to get, not just with the ball, also without the ball, because in the next game this will be key. I miss the fans, to be honest, Pep Yinders said. I miss them so much, a lot. I miss Anfield being full. It is a shame the pandemic created this situation. It is good to be involved, but we are in this job to win. We are in this job to win trophies. That's the reason we do it. We believe with our football it gets closer, with good football and the process, so we focus on this. But we are here to win, and that will never change. And I think that is a brilliant interview, really summed up by what Liverpool are trying to do ahead of the Man City game, we try to prepare for this very, very crucial game. And I think Ruben Dias, that signing really changed the Man City's fortunes. He was the defender that Man City were really missing, and Julian Lescott, a former Man City player, agrees. Dias is the figure that Man City were looking for. He knows what it means, he knows the standards, he has a winning mentality, he has been there before, he's bringing that experience. The stats are considerably better for Ruben Dias than when Virgil van Dijk first signed for Liverpool. I don't want to take anything away from Dias, but he came into a team that had success. Liverpool hadn't had success when Virgil van Dijk came in. Liverpool were hopeful of being contenders. The gap they had to reduce was really big, difficult. That's not playing down what Dias has done, because he deserves a lot of credit, but it's hard to say one impact is bigger than the other. If we hadn't signed Dias and won the league this season, that wouldn't be a surprise. The biggest thing is his reliability and consistency. He's solid at all aspects, heading, tackling, but his availability is the biggest thing. He has played 50 games in the past 2 seasons with Benfica and already played 27 for Man City. That's a huge thing, having someone who is always fit and available. Coming to a new country at his age during lockdown and playing this well says a lot. It's surprising he's only 23. He plays and seems like a very mature person. That comes with coming from a big club. Benfica isn't an average club. It's massive, where the demands are very high, as high as at Man City. So he has come from a winning mentality, and they are things people take for granted. And I think that's a very good assessment by Lescott on what Dias brought to Man City. So it will be a huge challenge to beat this Man City side. But if there is a team who can do it, it's Liverpool. So I'm really looking forward to the game tomorrow. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. Have a great Saturday. See you later. Goodbye.